Postgame moment of the game. Luka and one. Rob, when you get smashed, you got to find plays like this just to
Yeah, but it's typical Luka right here. Get a big body, going up, keeping that form, knocking down. That's that Luka magic talk about.
Yeah, if he finds a body, which makes him so dangerous, defensive players know he's looking for the body too, which makes it hard to guard. But when he finds one, bump and shot, he's pretty good at that.
Alex Len joined the Lakers a day ago. He made his debut and probably played more than anyone envisioned. He's speaking with Mike and the media.
All right, Alex, if you could just take us through the last couple of days and what it's been like for you and changing teams and kind of wondering where you'd wind up and kind of getting the call from the Lakers.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a couple crazy days, On the way to Indiana, when Rob called me, kind of was, changed my mind and came here. Yeah, kind of got a crazy few days,
Yeah, for sure. And then going from there to being in the lineup right away, and then Jackson gets hurt in the first half, and so maybe the minutes even a little higher. What was that like, and what were the things you tried to focus on both ends of the court?
I was trying, just play hard. I didn't know any plays, kind of just get thrown out there. So just trying to play hard, make easy play. That's about it.
Yeah, what were the biggest things you considered in kind of changing your mind to come here and, Luka Doncic coming over, LeBron being here? What were the things that you went through your head?
I mean, I understand, being with the Lakers is, a great opportunity. I mean, I couldn't pass up on it. It's playing for a championship. So when I heard it, I was like, I'm coming here.
How would you assess, I guess, the past 24-plus hours of signing with the team? You're in the lineup, in conversation, then you start in the second half.
Yeah.
Jackson, how would you, I guess, assess everything?
I mean, it was just crazy 24 hours, Just, you think you're going one place, coming here, you're getting signed, going away here, playing the game, and just try to stay in the moment, and you keep things simple.
You mentioned championship expectations, but what have you thought of this group from afar as you've observed them?
I mean, the one thing I've noticed, the group is very connected. Expectations, and you can tell guys played hard extremely every game, so those things definitely stand out.
Big shot. Got a feeling you're breaking down some jazz.
All that jazz.
I don't mean the kind that we like to listen to in the lounge.
That's all it was.
No Boney James or nothing like this. It's more of that the Kessler show. In this breakdown, I'm going to show you one of the reasons they outscored us in the paint. And it had to do a lot with Avery Kessler. Right here, you got a position. They coming down the Jazz, moving. Watch Kessler. He's patrolling paint like most big men. Causes the defense to collapse. Get out the paint because no threes. Big body Rui. Move, Rui. Get out the way because you can't stop me. Now, he's just on the dunker spot. Me and James love that dunker, waiting for his opportunity over the top, dunk on everybody, not just one, everybody. Now, look, getting back to the dunker spot. Right here, Bender, what are you doing? This is not a guard. Why are you going over the screen? You see him setting the screen. Be under the defense. Now, over the top. LeBron can't get there in time enough. Now, come on, young fella, Kaleko. You got to not let him spin out. What is he going to do if he catches the three-point line? This is just a smart player. He's played against his uncle. All the guys played at Georgia, but this guy, the more I watch him, the more I like him because he's going to be a decent big man as he gets older. So I really like him.
Got a little young Zubac vibes to me, good hands.
Yeah, the haircut.
Blocking shots.
He's very agile, very agile. Not quite like a Bam, but he does have that versatility. I like him. He's a good player.
Is it true he started his college career at North Carolina?
Well, that's where if you want to learn the principles of the game, you start
that's where
out
you
there.
go. That's where you go, and then you can move on.
Yeah, we can't keep him there.
Hey, let's talk a little Jordan Clarkson, guys. JC, man, just after all these years, obviously, we're always going to love him. He's a former Laker, but still getting buckets.
Yeah, JC. The reason he was sixth man of the year because once he left the Lakers, he was understanding. You got to come out and work each and every day to be better in this league. Now he's there, getting to the rack. Understanding his body control, getting to the paint. And there's one of those things which you always say to players, do what you do best. And tonight he did that. The previous night against the Lakers, he didn't do that. He was kind of lost in the motion. But today he was doing it inside and out. Yeah. So Jordan Clarkson went to work.
Dynamic, super player. Sometimes I think he gets lost in the in the junk out in Utah. They're not playing that well, but, they are looking for, a future lottery pick. And, if they're looking to grow, Jordan Clarkson's, is a guy you want to keep. But I think he wants out of Utah.
At some point, it's got to happen, right?
Wants out of
there. Especially that they're rebuilding. All right, Luka Doncic in his second game with the Lakers, 16 points, 4 boards, and 4 assists in the loss. We'll hear from Luka ahead.
Access Sportsnet Lakers is brought to you in part by.
Welcome back. Lake Show heading into the break. This season, they are 32-30, 12 games, 32-20, 12 games over 500, shooting 36% from three. They dropped to 5th in the Western Conference. They were 4th going into tonight, but then the loss. Big difference from a year ago, Bress.
Yeah, Geet, right at the very bottom, 5th in the West, like you just mentioned. A year ago, going into the break, they were 9th in the West. That is prime play-in tournament territory. They're also 5 games better than they were through 52 a year ago, record-wise. So, they're taking steps. Tonight, obviously, a little bit of a setback, just a little, maybe thinking a little too hard about the nice rest upcoming to them. Like we talked about, no Gabe, no Dorian Finney-Smith. And, of course, that guy right there, Jackson Hayes, got hurt in the first quarter, so that hurt. All in all, though, a really good, I hate saying first half. I hate it. So we're almost 2/3 the way through the season. A good first part of the season, exceeding expectations. I think you could look up any pundits' prognostications before the season. I doubt you would have you could find anyone that said they'd be 5th. Right there with Houston, right behind them in the standings for 4th. At the break. I'm impressed.
Yeah, with AD gone, and, Max Christie gone, they can't afford to, lose guys. Who was out? Vinny Smith was out tonight. They can't afford to have guys out and, trying to implement a new player in Luka, not quite used to everything yet. So, when Hayes went down and you don't have Vinny Smith in there, it makes it very difficult. And Gabe, those are 3 critical players. Made it tough on the defense tonight.
James, when you look at the last 2 months, how positive do you feel about this team and where they're at and how they've been playing, no matter who's been in the lineup? I mean, even through all the changes.
I tell you, I was getting really excited. Before trade deadline, the way they were playing basketball, they went into New York and shut down Bronson. Max Christie was making it difficult for any point guard on the opposing teams. They were trending in the right direction. We got the couple dogs in here, and Vinny Smith and Vanderbilt coming back. Gabe starting to play well. I was feeling good. Then the trade, I feel really good about where they're going the second half of the season. Still got to get Luka in there, implement it, and get the defensive schemes going. But I think it's bright. Second half of the season is bright. They are in 5th place, as opposed to 9th of last year. They're in a good place. They just got to come back after the break with a mission.
Yeah, locked in focus right here after the break. I mentioned this in the pregame that this is one of the stretches after All-Star break where everybody wants to start jockeying for position. And when you have a new addition to your team, it's going to take you a little bit of time to adjust to him and him to adjust to you. And for me, I think the Lakers are in a prime position because if you look at the people in front of you, Denver's been up and down. The Rockets hit a little right there. But do you want to have home court advantage? And that's what you got to look at yourself. You need to fight, get 4. Have home court advantage, and you can't have slip-ups like this.
I actually hope they come out with a sense of urgency because I look at the last 2 seasons. That's what had to happen because their backs were up against the wall, and they made these major charges, remember, just to get in to the playoffs. 2 years ago, it's a run all the way to the Western Conference Finals. So I'm hoping that they kind of start over after this All-Star break, coming off this loss, and going for it with a sense of urgency because if they can get above the line, they got a shot.
Yeah, enough of the play-in tournament. That should be goal number 1. Avoid the play-in tournament. Goal number 2, finish in the top 4, secure home court, at least the first round.
Let's go back to Utah. Dalton Knecht speaking with Mike.
Dalton, have to imagine these last couple of days couldn't be easy for anybody. How have you handled it, and what's helped get you through it?
Yeah, it was a crazy, time. Not too many people done that and coming back. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to hoop. I told that to JJ and Rob when I got back is that was the main thing. I want to go hoop, I want to play. But, I got in late, and, at the end of the day, they said Wednesday was my return, so I was excited to come back here and play with my guys.
you looked like yourself out there today. How did you kind of keep that mental focus and like you said, kind of focus on the basketball and do it like you did?
Yeah, you know, I was going to play my game whenever I returned. So, you know, I was going to go out there, hit some shots, and, you know, play some defense with my guys and, you know, go out there and execute.
Hey, Dalton. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We talked about this, I think, for the Clipper game, just kind of like the shock from the Luka trade and just how wild of a situation that was. Like, can you just take us a little bit through the process of getting the call, getting to Charlotte, and then being told that you were going to come back? I mean, like, what was that even like?
It felt like a movie, you know, after that game. Came back that night, or not that night, the next day, went to go get some shots up in the gym. 20 free throws in. I usually always shoot 25 right before I shoot. And, you know, Rob called me up there and told me the news. You know, it's hard, you know, I got drafted here, so LA means a lot. So, you know, hearing that, then I go to Charlotte in the morning with one of my guys, and then, you know, get introduced and start meeting all those people, and then fly out to Detroit to what was called my debut game, to then now I'm flying back to LA. Rob called me and said, you're coming back. And, you know, I was just excited just to go out there and hoop no matter where I was going. I just wanted to go hoop. I told that to JJ and Rob. You know, I get it's a business. So at the end of the day, I told them, like, let's go play basketball.
What did JJ or Rob say to you once you got back, or whether it's on the phone or getting back to LA, I guess, just for your mental state, I guess emotional state after I guess it was 48, 72 hours of the unknown, or think you're going to be on Charlotte and having to come back?
You know, we sat down and talked right when I got back. We had a couple conversations and we ultimately agreed, Monday I wouldn't play because I got in super late, from my flight. So, we knew Wednesday I was going to play, and I was just excited, just to go out there and do what I love to do, is go out and compete and play with my teammates.
The Lakers fall in Utah to the Jazz. They head to the All-Star break, 12 games over 500. More reaction